Good morning. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this fourth Gender Summit. My name is Curt Rice, and I have the pleasure of welcoming you today to the summit, as well as the privilege of introducing our first speaker. But before I do that, let me take a moment to try to set the stage. 2014 has been an exciting year, full of interesting developments for those of us who care about gender equality and gender perspectives in research. So much has happened this year. Actually, one of the highlights this year is that we saw the 80th birthday of one of the world's most prominent advocates for gender equality. Gloria Steinem hopped onto the world stage a little over 50 years ago, and she's been supplying us with vision ever since. Actually, she's been supplying us with vision and kind of witty quotes. And one of my favorite quotes from Gloria Steinem goes like this. She says, "The truth will set you free, but first, it'll piss you off." And that's why we're all gathered here today, policymakers and researchers and activists and allies. We're here to learn more of the truth about what research tells us about ourselves and about how we can change for the better. We're here to learn more of the truth about the nature of good science and how to make discoveries and innovations and policies that improve life for every member of society, not just half of them. We're here to learn more of the truth about how to give ourselves the benefits of the brightest minds and not draw disproportionately or unfairly from the pools of brilliant young men and brilliant young women. And along the way, I think we'll realize how far we still have to travel, and sometimes that realization surely makes us frustrated and angry, but that's when we have to take to heart Gloria Steinem's tireless activism and the inspiration that it gives us. That's when we have to push ourselves and our colleagues relentlessly towards what we believe is not only the right goal, but the smart one. One of the most exciting tools that has emerged in the past few years for doing just that, for pushing ourselves ahead, is the Gender Summit. The first Gender Summit was held in 2011, right here in Brussels. It stayed here in 2012, and then in 2013, the first North American Gender Summit was held in Washington, D.C. Next year, we'll see two more non-European gender summits, one in South Africa in April, and then the first Asian Gender Summit, which will be held in Seoul, South Korea, in September. There's a high-level delegation from Seoul with us here today and tomorrow at the Gender Summit, and I'd like to encourage all of you to introduce yourselves to them when you see them at the various receptions and events. In 2016, the Gender Summit will return to the New World and be held in Mexico, and after that, who knows, maybe you'll host it one day. The importance of the Gender Summit as a forum for bringing people together and inspiring change would not have been possible without many partners and supporters and sponsors, not to mention over 300 speakers, 2,000 participants from over 40 different countries. The concept of the Gender Summit grew out of a project sponsored by the European Commission through its 7th Framework Program, the GenSet project, which was coordinated by Porsche Limited in the UK and led by the indomitable Dr. Elizabeth Politzer. One of the results of GenSet was a report called Recommendations for Action on the Gender Dimension in Science. That's a report that offers 13 evidence-based recommendations for action. It focuses on the gender dimension in research and research organizations. I'd like to encourage you to drop by the GenSet website, genderinscience.org, to grab a copy of that report. Many of you who are here today have other important work on your various websites, and I hope that you'll share that with us today and tomorrow by tweeting them with the hashtag #GenderSummit. The Gender Summits make it clear that we are moving into a new era of work on the issues that will be raised here in Brussels today and tomorrow. There's a growing mass of engagement it's increasingly accepted to talk about gender imbalance and the lack of gendered perspectives in science as serious issues. There are more meetings, and policymakers are taking the issues extremely seriously too. The European Commission deserves particular praise for the leadership it is showing internationally on issues related to the gender dimension in science, and for their generous and crucial support here today and tomorrow. The National Science Foundation of the United States has also assumed an important leadership role in advancing these issues. And more men are involved. More men realize that gender balance in organizations is a tool for making those organizations better and more productive workplaces for everyone. Men are also increasingly present in groups that care about using gendered perspectives in research as a tool for increasing its quality. Actually, one of my goals as the head of Norway's Committee on Gender Balance in Research is to make interest in gender balance issues more gender balanced. And as that happens, we'll see men joining women to use their positions in organizations to push these issues forward. With all of these developments, maybe it's no longer necessary for us, as Gloria Steinem says, to be a little pissed off. Real change is happening, and we see measures being implemented that actually will have a lasting impact. If this is true, we can start working together from a position of less frustration and more liberation, and we can create momentum for even greater and faster change.